Please wake up. It's almost noon, Highness. You were so tired after your last excursion that we gave you a little bit of extra time to sleep in. Shh, shh, shh. Don't worry, you're not late. Here, let me brush your hair out while you get acquainted with reality again. Yes, I know the last excursion was very tiring. Today's should be a bit more relaxing. We're going to the Dance of the Merfolk. It's a famous underwater ballet-like production that they put on every year. You had to miss it last year because of your uncle's unfortunate health, but this year we can go. It's times like these I'm glad to be by your side, Highness. I wouldn't get to see these kind of things otherwise. It's all very exciting for everyone around you. There. Your hair's looking better already. It's amazing how quickly it detangles. There. Now, I know it's been a while since you were last in the Mer Kingdom, so I'm just gonna refresh your memory about the different procedures that are required before we go. There are 3 rituals that must be performed before you can enter the Undersea Kingdom. The first is the ritual of cleansing. This is to completely purify the body. As you know, bodies are made almost entirely of water, regardless of whether you're fairy, merfolk, dwarf, dragon, anything. When you're in the ocean, especially within the kingdom of the merfolk are very attentive to any change in the tides, in the currents, and in the quality of the water. And therefore, they are extremely, extremely sensitive to any kind of impurity within the body. For this reason, they're one of the healthiest peoples in all the kingdoms. It is, however, a bit of a chore to get your own body ready so that the water within you doesn't disturb the water around them. Okay? That's the ritual of cleansing. The second ritual is the ritual of water breathing, which is kind of obvious, as unless you are a merfolk in disguise, you really can't breathe underwater. So that will take care of that little problem and allow you to stay in their kingdom as long as need be, or as long as you desire. The third and final ritual is the ritual of ocean travel, and this is simply for locomotive purposes beneath the waves. Although we can swim quite well, and I've seen you swim, Highness, you're very good, we are unused to the speed and precision that is required to keep up with the merfolk in their own home. So, as a courtesy, we adopt their ways when visiting them. That way they don't have to slow down for us, and we don't have to feel like a burden to them. Is it coming back to you now, Highness? You're starting to remember? Good. I'm glad to hear it. Alright, well, your hair is all done. You look much more like royalty now than you did. So let's go and do the first of the rituals, the ritual of cleansing. Please, follow me. Alright, Highness, we've arrived. Yes, it does look a bit like a spa room in here. You'll notice in the center is your golden bath. And filling this bath is bathing milk. And This is extremely soothing to your body. So step in. It's warm, don't worry. Bathtub temperature. Yes. Oh, doesn't it feel lovely? And specially formulated by our greatest scientists to consistently hydrate your body. So no matter how much we scrub today, no matter how many natural oils may have to go away, this bathing milk will keep your skin smooth and soft, because we can't have a crusty looking Royal Highness. So just take a minute to relax. Just let your body float. It's a deep bath, you can easily float in it. And let yourself just relax, floating in this warm, soft, thick bathing milk. Alright, now the ritual will commence in earnest. There are 2 merfolk employees we have on staff here who are going to come in and help me with this, to make sure that I don't mess anything up, to make sure it's all up to the required standards. So just close your eyes and we'll get to work, and I'll let you know everything that's going on, so nothing's going to take you by surprise. You just relax in the bathing milk and we'll do everything else. Okay? Perfect. So the first thing we need to do is take away all the surface impurities on the skin. So we have this soft cloth here, and with this we're going to just nicely scrub away any dirt or oil left on the skin after sleep. Now this is a very gentle, very superficial cleanse to start off with. So we'll just keep doing that. You can feel it on your skin, it's so soft. It's like being cleaned with feathers. But this soap will just gently cleanse away any debris, anything that isn't up to snuff. Yes. To your arms. And the 2 merfolk are working on your legs now, so you can feel all the impurities in your skin just being gently rubbed away, softly and delicately, not hurting your skin at all, just letting it breathe. Okay? Now we're going to move in with a more deep scrub, and for these we have these specialized coral sea sponge type combination items, and these were sent over by the Empress of the Ocean herself, and these are especially designed to give a deeper cleanse. So these infuse your skin with all the goodness and minerals of the ocean and of seaweed and natural products, while sloughing off all the dead skin and letting your skin breathe even more. So we're going to open up those pores all over your body, and this should feel like getting a nice back scratch, but all over. So I'm going to start your shoulders so you can keep everything else in the nice warm milk. Scrubbing off all the dead skin and reaching deep down into the pores to replace any kind of dirt or debris with gorgeous sea minerals to revitalize and refresh your tired skin. Go down from the shoulders onto the arms, and down to your hands. Hands work so hard. Even they need a bit of exfoliation. They're constantly exposed. It feels good, doesn't it, Highness? Like a back scratch, exactly. We get complimentary ones every now and then from the Empress, and it's like Christmas every time they show up. Your skin feels so happy. There we go, we'll finish off here, your legs and feet. Get rid of any dead skin and leave you with baby fresh. Perfect. Alright, now that we've finished the body, I'm going to get you to put all that back in the bathing milk, and we're going to work on your face and hair. So what's going to happen is there's another basin behind you. Don't have to open your eyes, keep them closed. And the merfolk are going to be pouring warm water over your head and down your scalp. And it'll fall into another basin. And they're going to use sea foam and a couple other special products that I quite honestly can't pronounce. And these are going to spruce up your hair, give it that natural shine, and give it an unbelievable level of clean. Your scalp will be completely refreshed. No flakes, no dry spots, nothing. It'll just feel like the rest of you. Perfect baby's bottom smooth. And your hair will get a natural luster. Now while they do that, I'm going to work on your face. And for that, there's actually only 2 steps really. And it's very similar to your body. We do a superficial cleanse. And we do that with this little sponge I have here. This is, again from the Empress. And it's got all kinds of wonderful minerals in it. But it's very gentle. So it'll just lightly foam up in your face, much like sea foam. And we'll wash that off after we're done. So here, let me start. Just gentle circles all over your cheeks and down to your chin, covering the T-zone especially, so the chin under the lips, the upper lip, nose. I know that's the worst for me, is my nose. And the merfolk are very strict about their regulations, so I have to make sure everything is perfect. Nose looks good. And up to the forehead. Alright, I'm gonna let that sit for a second. And we're gonna put some sea cucumbers over your eyes. And this'll just cleanse the skin around your eyes without doing any damage or being too harsh. Okay? Highness, you don't need to open your eyes, of course, with the sea cucumbers on it, but your hair is looking spectacular. It's almost like moon glistening on the ocean. They've done a wonderful job with it. Okay. So now I'm going to rinse that off. Perfect. Okay. So your face is done. Almost. I just have to do this last step. And while they dry off your hair, last step. Sorry, I got distracted. Your hair is so shiny. So this last step is again a deeper cleanse, but it also brings up a moisture barrier onto your skin so that it protects from future infiltrators into your pores. So again, it's one of those things that I can't pronounce from the Empress, but I assure you it's perfectly safe, and it does wonders for the skin on the face. So again, I'll just do small circles, gently letting it sink into your skin. It's amazing, isn't it? It has the effect of an exfoliant, but without any of the abrasion. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. Again, we'll do that T-zone. Make sure that everything is nice and clean, ready to go. Nose and up to the forehead. There. Alright. Now, you'd think that'd be it for a ritual of cleansing, but the ritual is actually quite in depth. Like I said, they're very, very strict. So the next part actually requires an inner body cleanse. And we do this in two ways. The first is a specialized massage that kind of forces your body to secrete any toxins in the muscles. And this has similar applications, like a bit like reflexology, a bit like just standard massage, a bit like lymph node training. It's kind of all of this combined. But basically, it gets all the toxins out of your body before you bring them into the water. And then the second part of the internal clean is breathing in a cleansing steam and aromatherapy essential oils. So hopefully you won't mind, Highness. Again, I apologize for the extensiveness of this ritual, but it's not by choice. I think you're perfect as you are without requiring all this extra stuff. But hopefully you just take it as a bit of pampering. So we'll get you out of that bathing milk, dry you off, and I'll get you to lay down over here on this divan. Yeah, it's really comfy. It's soft material and cushy. You can sink right into it. It feels like a cloud. Alright, so we're going to start with the massage. So we're just going to start on your back, from your core, and just start pushing out all the toxins. Warm up your skin first. We're using an unscented oil today because, again, we don't want to bring anything into the ocean that we don't need to. My hands aren't too cold. Good. I always worry about that. So, again, I'm going to take the skin, slip it between my fingers, and I'll start superficially and gradually push the toxins out to get deeper and deeper into the muscle tissue, and kind of push them out towards your extremities, so up towards your neck, and then down toward your shoulders, and then the bottom half down toward your glutes. So everything is being pushed, and your skin's being warmed by my hands and the gentle oil, so that I can glide my fingers up and down your back, pushing out all the bad and warming up the good that's left. I'm going to move on to your left shoulder and arm. I'm just going to squeeze the shoulder and bring the toxins down. Kind of bicep, the upper arm down into the forearm, and then push that out into the hands, down the fingertips, and out of the body. Your muscles should feel very relaxed. I shouldn't have any resistance from you. Just sink into the pillow and let all the toxins be gently squeezed out. Good. I'm going to move on to the other arm now. Same thing. Work from the shoulder, down the top, upper arm, down, squeezing down the forearm, and down into the fingertips, pressing the hand, massaging the palm, and out of the body. Now we'll move from the hips and glutes into the legs, again pushing and being a little bit firmer this time, since the larger muscles need to really get all those toxins out. Massage, especially the thighs, pushing out all the toxins, squeezing without hurting, just squeezing everything downwards, pulling all the bad downwards, and down past the knees into the calves. And into the feet, massaging the feet, pushing all the toxins out through the toes. Good. Just do the other leg now. The thigh, down past the knee, into the calves, and into the feet, massaging the feet. Okay. Good. Now I just want you to tense your whole body for a sec. Tense it as hard as you can until I count down from 5 to 1. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. I'm just going to glide my hands over, getting that last bit of toxin out, pushing it out quickly and swiftly, down out the fingertips and toes. Okay. So now I have here this pot, and it's full of water, but it's special water. It's been infused with essential oils and seaweed, so it smells really good. Take a whiff. Really yummy. And I know we used unscented oil for your body, but because we're not actually putting this on you, the oils will help us out. So we're just gonna breathe this in. Take 5 deep breaths of this oil mixture and water. As you can see, it's very hot, it's steaming, and it'll just solidify everything we've done, so your whole inside of your body will be as clean as the outside. Okay? So breathe with me, Highness. ritual of cleansing complete. You can get up now, Highness. We have a special suit for you ready, suitable for water. I'll go over here and wait for you while you change. I'll just be outside the door. Okay. Alright, looks like you're ready to go. If you'll follow me at the east gate, we'll arrive at the coast. And then we'll be able to do the rituals of water breathing and ocean travel. And you'll be pleased to know these ones are both much shorter than the ritual of cleansing. So I'll explain on the way what each one entails. So the ritual of water breathing is the one we do first, and there are actually two options for you, depending on your preference, Highness. The first one is the water bubble, and the second one is the adaptation of gills. So of course, merfolk have gills along their neck that allow them to breathe underwater, and you can have this too on a temporary basis with a simple ritual involving the application of herbs and a little bit of magic. So this will allow you to have a more natural feeling experience when you're in the water, because the water will be all around you. You'll feel the currents and the tides, and you'll feel the water really as the mer people do. Well, perhaps not as sensitive as them, given that it's their home and what they're used to, but you'll have a much more close and a personal experience with the world under the waves. The other option, the water bubble, is more about retaining your personal space, and if you're not as comfortable with being underwater, this actually creates an air bubble surrounding you that works the same way your lungs do, essentially. It takes the the oxygen out of the water and puts it into your little atmosphere, and it throws the carbon dioxide back into the ocean around you. So it gives you your own kind of little atmosphere. And you still kind of swim in it, but you'll have to see what I mean if you decide on that one. The movements are a little bit different, but you'll get the hang of it right away. So those are the two options for ritual of water breathing. And the ritual of ocean travel, again, is very, very simple application of herbs and the weaving of energy fields. And you also have two options for this. You can either go with a full-out tail, as the merfolk do. And again, this is if you really feel like you want to be part of that world. And you can also go with webbed feet extensions. These will happen naturally, much like the gills, after the application of herbs and weaving of the energy fields. Can feel a little bit funny, but it allows you to have use of both your legs, same as if you were on land. So it's a little bit more comfortable, perhaps, than suddenly having a tail instead of two legs. Well, I can see the coast, Highness, so which option would you like for water breathing? The water bubble or the gills? Okay, sure, we can do that. And how about the ocean travel ritual? Do you want your webbed feet flipper extensions, or would you prefer a single tail? Okay, alright. And I'll get you to stand here on the sand. It's really warm. You can take off your shoes and feel it even better. Yeah. Crinkle the sand between your toes, because no matter what option you have, it's the last time you'll have toes for a little while. Okay, so I'm going to apply these herbs that I brought in my pack, And these are, of course, non-toxic, just things that grow in the royal gardens and things that grow in the royal gardens of the Empress under the waves. These have been infused by our court magicians with a little touch of magic that'll allow me to work the 2 rituals required. They'll feel nice and cool on your skin when I apply them. I'm applying them from the hips down to the toes. They stick and they warm up really soon. And don't worry, they will turn into your choice of water breathing apparatus in ocean travel, so you won't be wandering around the Mer Kingdom with a bunch of green goop attached to your legs. There we go, the bottom half is done, and I'll also apply this on your neck, because that's where all the breathing happens, so it's a magical focal point on the body. All around the neck. And there we have it. So now I'm going to weave around your body. Pluck at the invisible strings of magic that surround us all. And weave them into the correct pattern. This is all part of the ritual, weaving the magic around you. Magic's woven, so I'm gonna get you to step into the water, Majesty. Me? Oh, don't worry. Look at my neck. You can see the gills already there. I did all these rituals earlier this morning so that I wouldn't have to waste any of your time. You're welcome. Okay, so step in the water, and I want you to tense up all your bottom half for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and dive, Majesty. Dive into the water. Your Highness, you're all right? Oh, good. It's been a while since I performed the rituals. I wasn't really worried, but it's good to see you well. How do you like the world under the sea? Oh, it's so beautiful, isn't it? Look, up ahead, you can see the lights of the kingdom. Shall we swim ahead, Majesty? Oh, it's so freeing being under the water. No weight. No restrictions. It's like flying and walking and running all at once. How are you doing? You're breathing all right? Here, it can be a bit tough to adjust. So let's do some deep breathing. Together. Just 3 this time, okay? Okay. Feeling better? Yeah. Whenever I come here, I always find that it takes a few minutes to adjust to the underwater breathing. But by just breathing normally, you can kind of get a feel for being underwater again. Alright. Oh, look. Look, Majesty. Out of the gates. Someone's coming to meet us. Oh, you'll have to forgive Her Majesty. She doesn't speak the common tongue. She's speaking to us in the native language. I'll translate. She says that She's been sent here by the Empress to give us a history lesson. Hang on, I think I'm translating this poorly. No, a history lesson, and we don't quite have the same word in our language. Okay. She's been sent by the Empress to tell us about the history of the Underwater Kingdom. So she says at one point, the merfolk lived in a more tribal setting. They each had different tribes and chieftains that lived in each of the 7 oceans. Yes, there are more oceans in Faerieland than in the other world in which you spend time. She said there were terrible wars between these tribes. Many lives were lost. Not just merfolk, but the sea creatures as well. For they used the animals as mounts for battle. And octopi were milked for ink. She says it's too horrible to explain in great detail. But she wants you to know that it was your rule and the fairy kingdom that inspired the merfolk to unite under a single banner. This place, where now stands the capital city, was originally not occupied by Merkind. It was considered haunted because of a shipwreck that happened here years ago. And they said they did not like to be near a place of death, but they all joined together and decided that they wanted to be as close to the rulers of the land so they could continue to draw inspiration from their rule, to live more peacefully with one another. She says that you are a great inspiration to her people, and that they are thrilled you are coming to the dance tonight. Apparently, you can tell the original tribes of the merfolk by the color of their tail, and there were 7 originally. This young lady has a red tail, so she belonged to the Northern Sea. Green means you belong to the Eastern Sea. Blue is the West. Yellow the South. Purple and pink tails are in the central kind of area. And then we have the metallic colors, which are alongside the mountain regions. They live in oceans that connect to the underground streams, so they're one of the few that are salt water and fresh water. And she says there are a few others, but for the most part those are the colors you'll see. And she says that it's important to know this in the dance, because the dance will use these colors to represent the original tribal warfare and the leading to peace. And I didn't know you were a character in this. She says that the person who plays you will have a white tail, and that is how you'll know yourself, and all the other mer people will bow down at the end of the dance. Oh, this is exciting. Come, Highness. She says that she has something for you. Let's follow her in deeper into the city. Oh, look. The ballet doesn't take place in an amphitheater like we might be used to, but actually in the center of the city, in the town square. And they set up a throne for you. And look at all the beautiful coral and sea anemones. And the pearls. I believe they're going to weave it into your hair. Oh, sit down, Majesty. Sit down on this beautiful throne, coral throne, and this is so thrilling to watch. Majesty, you've never looked more beautiful. It's amazing how quickly they do that, weaving strand of pearl into strand of hair. It's unbelievable, and the beautiful coral being woven in. You look like part of the sea. It's a very lovely thing to witness. All right. It looks like they think you're ready. I think the show is going to start, Majesty. So just sit back, relax, and listen. I should warn you, I know it's been a while. The music of the merfolk is not so much music as it is spoken word. Their music is the ocean itself. So it might not be what you're used to, but it's very relaxing. Enjoy. sea still ringing in your ears. Here, since we've got sea on the brain, let me read a piece of poetry to put you back to sleep. This is from Alfred Lord Tennyson, a famous poet of the world you so often frequent. It's called The Merman. Who would be a merman bold, sitting alone under the sea, with a crown of gold on a throne? I would be a merman bold. I would sit and sing the whole of the day. I would fill the sea halls with a voice of power. But at night I would roam abroad and play with the mermaids in and out of the rocks, dressing their hair with the white sea flower, and holding them back by their flowing locks. I would kiss them often under the sea, and kiss them again till they kissed me laughingly. And then we would wander away, while the pale green sea grows straight and high, chasing each other merrily. There would be neither moon nor star, but the wave would make music above us afar, low thunder and light in the magic night, neither moon nor star. We would call aloud in the dreamy dells, call to each other and whoop and cry all night, merrily. They would pelt me with starry spangles and shells, laughing and clapping their hands between, all night, merrily. But I would throw them to back in mine, turquoise and agate and almandine. Then leaping out upon them unseen, I would kiss them often under the sea, and kiss them again till they kissed me laughingly. Oh, what a happy life were mine under the hollow-hung ocean green. Soft are the moss beds under the sea. We would live